this video, we'll be talking about how my husband and I invested $355,000 into saving and investments in 2021. Now, of course, this did not happen overnight. We have been at this financial journey for over 14 to 15 years. And throughout that time, we have absolutely learned a ton of information. So again, in today's video, I want to give you some insight into the how we got to a full $355,000 invested. But before we get started, if you're new to our channel, we are all about having open and honest conversations about money, building wealth, and giving yourself permission to be wealthy. Each week, Joseph and I post 3 videos, one as a video together as a couple, one a topic that Joseph will choose, and the other a topic that I will choose. So welcome. And as a reminder, if you like what we have to share, give a love tap to that like button and be sure to subscribe to our channel. All right, so let's get into it. $355,000. I'm a little bit at a loss for words, honestly. We started this year with the goal of saving $200,000. And the base premise of that was $17,000 a month could get us there. And the reason we were thinking $17,000, and I'll break that down a little further, is number one, last year we were able to save about $10,000 a month. Actually, not last year, in 2020. It's kind of scary saying 2020. Just brings little heebie-jeebies back, right? But in 2020, we were able to save about $10,000 a month. And because we had paid off our house at the beginning of 2021, we were thinking, okay, the amount that we would normally pay to mortgage and the rental income that we will get from this home, we think we can really invest about $17,000 a month. So that's where our roughly $200,000 goal for 2021 came about. And so, of course, we start getting into 2021, we're saving and investing the $17,000 a month, and then, bonus time frame comes, we invest all of that money. Not only do I have, get a bonus for my job, but I also have what we call LTI, which is long-term incentive. It's a type of equity that my company grants to individuals in the company who are top performers, high potential, leadership positions, large jobs, as an incentive to keep their employees around, which a lot of companies do this, especially in the technology industry. So if you are working in tech, be sure to think about equity and long-term incentive RSU type programs. But as we got into August, I was looking at what we were saving and investing, and we were eclipsing the rate of getting to $200,000. And we were really getting towards the rate of actually being able to save and invest about $325,000. So we were really realistic as we were looking at our budget every single month and revising our goal throughout the year that we were going to meet the $200,000 and get to actually $325K by the end of 2021. And then October came around and we were over the $325,000 and actually heading towards the $355,000 that I'm going to break down here for you in this video. The other points of context that I want to bring into this is I started my career back in about 2006 and I was making $30,000 a year. And through a lot of hard work, investment and time planning my career and working with obviously different people in the organization to learn, and I mean the organization, the company that I work for, to learn, develop myself, constantly be open-minded to other job opportunities across the business. This year I was able to make around $270,000 plus. So yeah, from $30,000 14 years ago a year to now, I never thought I'd be saying this, guys. And you just have to have confidence in yourself and a lot of support. And Joseph absolutely supports my career and my aspirations. And when we talk about women showing up in their power and just crushing their goals and everything they set out to do, having a partner that is super supportive along the way has been freaking gold. And Joseph, if you're watching, maybe for the 5th time, thank you very much. But enough of me gushing about Joseph and I. Obviously, you can tell we were super passionate about our financial journey and each other. Let's get into some of the meat of the conversation. Okay, so the broad topic of this discussion is, number one, you want to invest and save early. as early as you possibly can, any amount that you possibly can. And you want to constantly work towards not living beyond your means. Our FIRE number is 1.8 million. At the end of this video, you'll see how far we are towards the 1.8 million, so continue to watch so you can see that at the end. But that FIRE number supports about $70,000 to $72,000 a year. It's about $6,000 monthly in terms of expenses, and we really, really try to maintain that. All right, so two main topics: how we got to the $355,000 this year, and what our net worth journey looked like and the progress we made over 2021. So at $355K, two absolute clutch things that I think really helped us this year was, number one, having a goal. I mentioned the $200,000 goal that we had at the beginning of the year. Having that conversation, having a lot of transparency between Joseph and I on how we wanted to accomplish that goal was super, super critical. So if you're trying to, let's say, save $6,000 in a year, which is about $500 a month, you really have to get into your budget, understanding where your money is coming in, where it's going to, what opportunities you have to prioritize differently, and set those goals, break them down monthly, break them down weekly if you have to, and make sure that you're checking in at a level of frequency that you can monitor how you're making progress to those goals. The second thing is automation. Yes, we have a budget. Yes, we look at what we're spending, how much we're making, but a lot in our budget is automated. Bill pay is automated. Investing in my 401k is automated. Investing in our index funds every single month and week is automated. And automation just allows you to set it, forget it, live your busy life, whatever's happening, whatever's hectic. Automation has been so incredibly key. Going into 2022, we're definitely going to look to automate because I think that will allow us to really hit some of the other goals, maybe like cryptocurrency and the investment that we have planned there. Working with Joseph also to set up his solo 401k for his business. So the money breakdown. Of the $355,000, the first thing that we really hit and accomplished full force this year was investing 100% into my 401k, and we were able to max that out this year. It is the first year I have ever maxed out a 401k. So I got to the $19,500 by the end of this year, and my company matches up to $7,500. So in total, in my 401k, there's a new $27,000 for 2021. The second component of it is that $200,000, really $204,000 to be exact, which is that $17,000 a month saving and investment goal that Joseph and I had. That's made up of $3,300 in rental income that we get from our rental home back in the US. Since we paid off the mortgage for that home, I still acted like we were going to pay our mortgage every single month. So at that $3,300 that I was paying towards mortgage, that's going into our savings and investment strategy as well. And then lastly, because we had saved and invested together in 2020, the $10,000 a month, we maintained that. So in total, it's the $17,000 that we plan to save and invest. So where did this other $124,000 come from? You know, in all honesty, if we went back and started last year again, and if I would have really thought through what my income looked like for the whole year, and even Joseph's for that matter, we didn't really account for my bonuses, my long-term incentive vesting in 2021, or portions of it vesting in that year. And so, you know, bonuses, LTI, which really includes restricted stock units for the company that I work for. And we had this $30,000 that I was paid in October, which was very unexpected, but since I am an expat in Singapore, I am a U.S. employee, there's dual taxation that gets taken care of by the company that does my taxes. And in 2020, I overpaid in taxes. So I got $30,000 in payment back at the end of this year. And so we just turned that into savings and investments. So the $27,000 from the 401k, the $204,000 from our original savings and investment plan for 2021, and the $124,000 that was associated to my bonuses, LTI, which were tied to my restricted stock units, and that $30,000 that came in October, got us to the whopping $355,000 invested in 2021. All of that goes into 401k, as I mentioned earlier, our taxable brokerage, our IRA, and we started our custodial accounts for our boys. We were able to get this savings and investment goal accomplished this year. And of course, net worth is a big component of understanding the progress that you're making towards your financial goals. Again, your net worth is taking your assets minus your liabilities. We are debt free. So from a liabilities perspective, zero. In 2020, we paid off our student loans. Yes. And then at the beginning of this year, we paid off our last debt, which was our mortgage back in Texas for our rental home. And yeah, so everything that we were accumulating in terms of income and obviously, you know, any other windfalls that came along the way are going straight into savings and investments and are not having to get paid towards debt or interest associated to that debt. So it's been really, really awesome being debt free and that being a critical pillar to some of the progress that we've been able to make this year. So net worth wise, we started at the beginning of 2021 with about $922,000 in net worth. We hit the $1 million mark in March. Honestly, life was so busy. We were about to have our second child and all sorts of things were happening. I was trying to close up work to go on maternity leave, and I feel like this hitting our awesome millionaire milestone just like kind of came and went. But I do remember, you know, at one point Joseph sat me down one evening and just asked me to take a pause and like recognize the progress that we had made. And when you hit your first $100,000, when you invest that first $6,000 in an IRA for the first time in a year, when you start to automate your 401k investments, stop and pause and celebrate that time, guys. You'll be so glad that you did because you can look back on those moments during this lifelong journey and really just smile and enjoy that good feeling that you have about making the progress that you are. So March, we became millionaires. Our net worth ended at $1,348,066.01. Yeah, I still don't really know what to say about that. That is 75% towards our FIRE goal. You know, so what, right under about another $500,000 to get there. And at the pace that we're making, the progress that we're making, it feels a little surreal that we may actually hit this FIRE goal that we have. And what that does for us is really gives me and Joseph the opportunity to be work optional. He and I really like what we do and helping others. I think for me, it's going to give me a lot more freedom to think about how I dig into my passions. And I'm very passionate about women in finance, if you can't tell. Follow me on Women's Wealth Effect if you aren't doing so yet. Getting to this point in our lives together, having a partner to do this together with, you're going to notice in the videos that I post, I get super passionate about certain things and certain topics, so bear with me. But yeah, getting to the point that we're at, I'm very proud. I'm excited as a Mexican woman in today's world, learning with every opportunity that we get, and specifically in the finance space. I'm super proud of what we're doing. So thank you very much for being here, listening to our story, catching up on not only the progress we made in 2021, but also where we are in terms of net worth. I hope that this serves as inspiration to you. If you're looking at this and thinking about starting your financial journey, please follow me on Women's Wealth Effect. Fill your social media with others in the personal finance space. I am amazed at who all is out there, both on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. I am inspired every single day. So if you have a New Year's resolution to get your money in order, definitely go look at that social media feed and figure out what you might want to clean up and move out and what you might want to move in that's a little bit more productive, because I certainly did that a year ago and it was very, very helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about what I discussed in today's video. You can absolutely leave them in the comments below. So again, if you like this video, give that like button a love tap, subscribe to our channel, and give yourself permission to be wealthy.